Good morning, guys. Okay, from the photo that I posted last night on Facebook, I've had several requests for the recipe for the sweet potato biscuits. And I'm like mother, and I just throw everything together. But I knew there was such a thing as sweet potato biscuit. So I basically just used my biscuit recipe and just added some sugar and put some sweet potatoes in there. And they turned out really good. So I've written out kind of what I did. So this is going to be like a trial run. And we'll see how they turn out. So I'm going to go ahead and record in case they turn out like they did last night, okay? All right, I'm going to tell you what you're going to need first, okay? You're going to need some whole milk and some buttermilk. And I use the fat-free buttermilk. Of course, you're going to need some Golden Eagle. And I used self-rising flour. You're going to need 5 tablespoons of butter. And this is the unsalted butter. Some brown sugar and 3 medium-sized sweet potatoes. And I went ahead and I microwaved these last night. And what you do, if you're not familiar, a quick way to cook sweet potatoes is in the microwave, and you just put them in a bag and vent the bag. It took me 10 minutes to cook these a while ago, and I flipped them over at the 5-minute mark, and they're about perfect. So I think I went over brown sugar. I use brown sugar. So I think I went over all the ingredients. I want to remind everybody, when I'm measuring out, I use like solid, I use the appropriate measuring. Like for liquids, I use a liquid measuring cup. And for solids, I'll use the solid measuring cups. So sometimes, you know, if you're not familiar with cooking, you might think if I say 3 cups of self-rising flour, it's in a liquid measuring cup, and it's not. So I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to peel and smash these sweet potatoes in here, and I'm going to go ahead and melt my butter. Okay, I have my sweet potatoes peeled and smashed, and I have my butter half melted, half softened, and I'm just going to add 5 tablespoons of butter to my 3 medium sweet potatoes, and I'll just stir this up. Now you can make this your own. It's kind of what I did. So any ingredient that I put in here, you know, you can try it and you can eliminate it, or you can or omit it. You can add, you know, if you like nutmeg or if you like cinnamon. You know, I encourage everybody to play around with their own taste. So, okay, that's that. And I've already had to change a couple of times. Okay, so I did about a tablespoon and a half of brown sugar. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my 3 cups of self-rising flour. Okay, and then I added about a tablespoon and a half of Golden Eagle. And a little tip there, spray your bowl before you add your syrup in there so it comes out easier, okay? I went ahead and I preheated my oven to 450 degrees, and I have sprayed my baking pan, and I also have some vegetable oil because I patted the biscuits down with vegetable oil. Okay, so I did 1/2 cup of buttermilk and 1/2 cup of whole milk. So I'm going to add that in there. And then I just added my butter and sweet potato mixture in here. I bought 2 boxes of sweet potatoes. So over the next week, I'm going to be experimenting a lot with sweet potatoes. I'll probably can some more and give them away. I know lots of friends and family that like sweet potatoes also, so I'll probably give a lot of it away. But okay, let's see here. Let's see how close I got it. It looks like it's going to make a pretty good dough. Let's see. Uh-oh, guys, it looks like it's going to be a little dry. So I'm going to add some more whole milk because I don't want it to be too wangy. So Let me get some more whole milk. And I'm going to measure it out so we can add it to the recipe. Let's try another half cup. So let me change that to 1 cup of whole milk before I forget. So 1 cup of whole milk and half a cup of buttermilk. Now let's see what my dough looks like. It's looking a little better. That might be too runny. Just trial and error here. Okay, so I have some flour. I'm going to spread out onto a clean surface. And dump my biscuit dough out. Now it looks like it's going to be a little bit too soft. So I'm going to sprinkle. Maybe we should just do 1/4. So that would be 3/4 cup of milk. Let me add this flour to it. I usually don't need it, and I didn't need it last night, but I need this flour to kind of dry it out a little bit. Okay, that's it. All right, so that's the dough. It's pretty dough, isn't it? Okay, and you guys have watched me make biscuits before. I just pinch them off, and I make the dough smooth on top. So sometimes I smash them down and just make them smooth on top. Don't matter what they look like on bottom, as long as they are smooth on top. See how pretty that is? Okay, then I'm gonna put it on my greased baking sheet, and I'm gonna roll the rest of these out, and I'll be right back. Okay, here's what the biscuits look like before I add the oil on top and pat them down. Now I'm not gonna smash them too flat, but I am gonna add some oil to the top. And voila, here we are. I have oiled the top of them and smashed them down a little bit, and they're gonna go in my oven at 450 for about 10 minutes, but I'm gonna watch them. When it hits the 8-minute mark, I'm gonna check them out and see how we're doing. Okay, it's been about 7 minutes, and I'm gonna check the bottom. Let me get over here. Okay, yeah, they're not done yet. All right, a few more minutes. Hey, they're done. It took about 10 full minutes in my oven, and the top, you know, they don't tend to brown on top, but they brown on bottom. That's the way last night's did. But they're all done. Let me break one apart here. They're all done, and you can see some of the sweet potato peeking through there. And I'm gonna serve these with the cinnamon butter that I made. Now let me go over so you can write down, because I know I changed a few things during filming. Okay, so we had 3 cups of self-rising flour, 3 medium sweet potatoes, and we mashed those up, and I cooked them in the microwave. I used 5 tablespoons of softened butter, and I mixed in with the sweet potatoes. I used 1/2 cup of buttermilk and 3/4 cup of whole milk. 2 tablespoons of golden eagle syrup and 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. Okay, so that's what I used. 450 degrees for about 10 minutes. And I had some questions I have to answer. Some people are asking, why are you sharing your recipes if you're going to open a restaurant? Well, my philosophy is we can all make food at a restaurant in our own kitchen. I mean, you know, I make quesadillas here. We can get those at Taco Bell. You know, you can make spaghetti, chicken Alfredo here, and we can go to Olive Garden to get that. So, I mean, it's not like I'm sharing anything that you can't make at your own home. So, if I do open a restaurant and I make these sweet potato biscuits, or, you know, we make anything else that we share, it's going to be to the person that comes to the restaurant, whether they are going to come to the restaurant or buy them. So that's why. And it's fun to share these recipes and these new ideas. Next, I'm going to try some roasted apples and sweet potatoes. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. All right.